Hello everyone, this is Zach from All the Nerdy Fun, and today we are going to learn how to play Wicked and Wise from Weird Giraffe Games. Wicked and Wise is a fantasy-themed trick-taking game for 2 to 6 players, designed by Fertessa Elise, with artwork by Beth Sobel. In this game, you will split into teams, with some players taking the roles of dragons, trying to expand their hordes by winning a card game with other dragons, while other players will take on the roles of their clever mice, who will do whatever they can to manipulate the game in favor of their dragon. Now, this is a prototype copy of the game, so not all components you see here are final. If you are interested in helping bring this project to life, it would be wise to head over to the Weird Giraffe Games Kickstarter to pledge your support. Setup will vary depending on the player count, with some variations having players play a dual role as dragon and mouse. For the purpose of this tutorial and learning the basics of the game, we will be setting up a 4-player game. In a 4-player game, players will separate into 2 teams of 2. Players will then be assigned a role for the game. Each team will consist of 1 dragon and 1 mouse. Players will then choose a table talk card for the game. This will determine at what points in the game the players are allowed to talk to each other about their strategy. Separate the basic card deck from the gem deck. Shuffle each deck separately and place them next to each other on the play space. Next, deal 10 basic cards to each dragon player and 7 basic cards to each mouse player. We then take each team's goal deck, removing the 3 team cards from the deck, shuffling the remaining gold cards, and placing them in the appropriate team's playing area. Set out the gold coins within reach of all teams, and finally, shuffle the treasure cards and place them out in the play space. Wicked and Wise is played over the course of 3 rounds. Each round is made up of 4 phases: choosing goals, trick-taking, goal evaluation, and finally, round cleanup. The winning team is the team that has collected the most gold coins at the end of the game. At the start of the first round, each dragon player will draw 4 gold cards from their respective deck. They will then choose 2 of these goals to pass to their mouse partner. The mouse player will then select 1 goal to keep and discard the rest. The selected goals are then placed face up in front of the team as open information for all. We then move into the meat of the game, where trick-taking takes place. Each round will consist of 5 tricks. Play will always go in the same order. The start dragon, for the trick, will play their lead card. This will determine the suit of the trick. The next dragon will then play their first card. After all dragons have played their first cards, the mouse on the starting dragon's team will play a card activating the ability at the bottom of the card. These abilities vary from gaining extra gold, swapping cards with their dragons, or being able to draw more cards, including the gem cards, into their hand. After the first team's mouse has played a card, the next mouse player will go. Once the mice have played their cards, each dragon will then play a second card. All players must follow suit if possible. If a player cannot follow suit, they may play any card from their hand. After all dragons have played 2 cards, and all mice have played 1 card, the dragon who played the highest value card in the led suit will win the trick. The only exception to this is if a dragon played a gem card. Gem cards beat all other suits, though the value of a gem versus another gem still applies. The winning team of the trick then holds all of the cards from the trick in their collection area for the remainder of the round. They then get to choose between 2 rewards. They can either choose to take 2 coins into their hoard for winning the trick, or they can gain a treasure card. When taking treasure, the dragon player will draw 2 treasure cards, choose 1 to keep, and discard the other. Treasure cards are one-time use special items that further bend the rules of the game. Before a dragon plays their first card of the trick, they may decide to use a treasure card to change the rules. The dragon will then turn the card to indicate it is in use for the trick. Once all cards have been played and the trick is complete, the used treasure will be discarded. Dragons may use multiple treasures at the same time, but may only hold 3 treasures in front of them in a 4-player game. After the winning team has chosen their reward, the losing teams will get whatever option was not picked. The lead token is then passed to the next dragon player to the left of the first, and a new trick will begin. Once 5 tricks have been collected, the round will end. We then will check to see which teams were able to meet their goals. If a goal has been met, the team will gain the appropriate reward listed on their goal card. If a team failed to complete their goal this round, they will lose half of the reward amount, rounded down. Used goals are then discarded. After goals are resolved, players then enter the round cleanup phase. Dragons will discard their remaining cards, as well as any collected cards from that round's tricks. The discarded cards, as well as any gem cards that have been collected during the trick phase, will be shuffled together with the basic deck to form the next round's play deck. Mice players do not discard their remaining hand. Instead, they will then decide to pass up to 4 cards to their dragon partner. Dragons then draw back up until their hand size is back to 10 cards. Mice will then draw up until they have reached a hand size of 7. The team with the least amount of gold will be given the lead token, and leads the first trick of the next round. For the second and third rounds, follow the same steps as the first, except for the following changes to the choosing goals phase. For the second round, dragons will pass 2 to 3 cards to their mouse, and the mouse may keep up to 2 of them. For the third round, dragons may pass 2 to 4 cards, and the mouse may choose to keep 1 to 3 of them. After the third round's goal evaluation phase, scores will be tallied up. The team that has earned the most gold coins will be declared the winner of the game. In the event of a tie, then the team with the most remaining treasures will win. If there's still a tie, then players must switch up their teams and play again. And that is how you play Wicked and Wise from Weird Giraffe Games. To find out more, please head over to their Kickstarter to support the project. For more nerdy fun, feel free to subscribe to my channel. For now, I hope everyone is staying safe, and I will see you next turn.